Hello and welcome. Today's tutorial is all about Morfo, an app that allows you to create animated avatars from any photo or image you'd like to use. You can even photograph a fan or a TV and make it become a talking object, an animated object. This could be useful for all sorts of things such as recounts or information reports, or just getting your point across in a persuasive way. So let's see how that works. Morfo, to find it on our iPads, we swipe down the center of the screen and start typing M-O-R, and you can see it comes up with two different versions. Morfo on the left hand side is the trial version, and you cannot save your work. Morfo Booth, however, it allows you to save and export your work to be able to use in all different ways. Now, when you first open it, it looks like this. Sometimes you might start using it and it might already be in the app with an avatar that you can play with. Now, that would be if somebody else has been using it recently and it's still open on the iPad. To get back to the original screen, to the menu, we go to the menu button at the top, and it brings up that default setting so it's easier to get around. Okay, so today we're going to create. We're going to create from a photo that I've already found. And you can see we have two options in the blue buttons. Touch here to choose a photo on the left, or touch here to take a picture so you can take your own image. Now the photo I have already found is of an insect. It looks a little bit like a stick insect or a praying mantis or an alien, whatever you want to call it. And I found it online by searching for public domain insects. And then I went to the image section on Google and I found this great image. Now it might be useful for you to teach your children to search for public domain and then the item they're looking for, because then a public domain image means it does not need any license agreement, and you can use it freely and even modify them for your own without having to acknowledge the person who took the photo or did the work that you're using. So here's my image. I'm quite happy with it. I'm going to click done, and now I can choose the shape of my head. In all areas of Morfo, when you're trying to resize something, if you pinch your fingers towards each other, it will make it smaller, like so. If you drag them away from each other on the screen, it will make them bigger. Now I'm going to make it kind of shapish like that. The thing to remember about Morfo, the bigger that head is, the bigger the image will be, but it will also have all the black space in there. This will make more sense as we move on through the tutorial. So done to move to the next stage. It's a bit like a wizard where it just goes step by step, and you just have to read the on-screen instructions and it will help you get through it with little issues. Now I move the eye to where I think that black part of the insect's eye is going to be, and when I click done to go to the right eye, it actually aligns the right eye with the left eye from where I moved it. Now I click done. The nose I'm going to make a fair bit smaller than that. Again, pinching together makes it smaller. I'm going to put it above that section, above the hair. The mouth is going to go below the hairy section, so I'm going to try and make that as thin as possible. One finger drags to move it, two fingers to resize. Done. Now we've done that, we have some options to advanced editing options at our disposal. We can change. I'm going to go straight into the eyes and change the eyes because I do want them to be a bit brighter and a bit bigger. You can change the color. This nice bright green is very I don't know if it's appealing, but it's certainly eye-catching. So I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to make the whole picture brighter with less shadow. Done. Now the other thing I wanted to have a look at is the head and chin. This is showing us what the image will look like when it's finished, and I want it to be a bit smaller. You can even see down the bottom where the three blue circles are, there's a slight line in the image. That's because the chin will move as the insect talks when it records, so we need to make that a little bit closer to where the actual mouth is, and I'm pretty happy with that. So you can change all sorts of features of that. Just play along with the sliders and see what best suits. Like you can make the jaw flatter, you can make the chin a different shape, which I might do that now a little bit, but play around with it until you get how you want it to be. Now I'm going to click done. And the other options are you can move the mouth, the nose, and the eyes. You can move them around when you're in those options, but I'm going to finish and start looking at creating my avatar. Now, you can make it do all sorts of weird things, which I'm sure the kids will get a real kick out of. Yeah, fun times. And now what I really want to do is just record. But it might help. You might want to let your children play with these options as well, just to let them play with it, but remind them that when you're creating something for a particular purpose, you need to remember the audience, and that it's important to make it really clean and easy to understand. Okay, so that's the same with this pitch. We can change the pitch, which makes it sound silly, but again, talk about how does this affect the meaning that you're trying to send, or the message you're trying to send in your text. So here we go. Pretty easy to record. I would normally have a script if I was a student and record what I want the insect to say, and I'm going to make it like I'm doing a review, a book review of the ebook that a student has made. So, you've chosen this book and it's a great idea. This book is all about ants. Everything you've ever wanted to know and everything you ever need to know about ants is in this book. So, let's get reading. And we'll play it just to check it. So, you've chosen this book and it's a great idea. This book is all about ants. Everything you've ever wanted to know and everything you ever need to know about ants is in this book. So, let's get reading. Okay, now I'm going to share it. I didn't particularly love it, but I'm just going to share it just to show you how you can share. Tapping on the share button gives you two options. You can email it or just share a video, save a video. Saving the video saves it to the camera roll on this iPad. And it does it for you. And then we have a proper copy of that in which we can just stick that into Book Creator or any other app, including iMovie. I don't think we need to post it on Facebook. The other thing I probably would go back and change now, I would go and change make it look like it's smiling where it is a bit depressing. Anyway, I'll have to go back and restart to do that. Unfortunately, you can't just go and you can edit. There we go. I didn't see that. So I will edit and just show you how that works. So if I lift the corners up, one corner there, one corner there, I think that'll make it look like it's smiling more. Let's try that. I'll record again. Quick test to see if now I look like I'm actually smiling and enjoying this book. Quick test to see if now I look like I'm actually smiling and enjoying this book. That seems better. And I might change the pitch and see what it sounds like with high pitch.
Quick test to see if now I look like I'm actually smiling and enjoying this book.
Can you see how the effect of the high pitch makes it harder to understand low pitch?
Quick test to see if now I look like I'm actually smiling and enjoying this book.
I found that was quite entertaining. You could use high pitch and just make sure you recorded your voice in a lot slower way, and it would be probably more effective than a low voice for an insect. Okay, that's the end of this tutorial. I hope it helps you make sense of Morfo, and I'll see you next time.